Here we're going to take a look at the game A Bunch of Fun Guys. It's made by Gamewright. It's 2 to 4 players, ages 8 plus. I think 8 is a bit young to play this game, personally. Here you can see the artwork. The box is a bit lower quality as far as like how it is just constructed. I haven't had this that long and it's already got wear on the corners and here. Let's take a look at it. Here's your instructions. Now I think that my particular copy and quite a few people's on Amazon, they seem to have been reopened and resealed, and I think the reason for that is because they put in the wrong amount of mushroom tokens, because it had 2 bags of tokens, so they had put in the wrong amount, and then they opened it up and put in a new bag of tokens to make up for what they didn't have before. And the seal was actually cut on both sides and another seal had been put on. So that in and of itself, that doesn't matter, but I think when they did that, they just kind of damaged this cardboard divider, which I'm just going to cut another piece of cardboard out. But for a new game, that isn't cool, that you're getting one that has damage and it's not even your fault. So here's the tokens. They're like sliced mushroom shapes. They're pretty cool looking. Here's your bidding cards. The dice I just put in for deciding who gets to go first. Here's your tiebreaker squishy. Here are the cards. Now the cards, they're kind of low quality. The edges are not really cut smoothly. They feel kind of rough on the edges. It makes it harder to shuffle. And they're very thin. You have to be really careful so that you don't bend and crease them. And they're not plastic coated, so they don't slide very good either. Here's the recipe cards. They're also, in my opinion, they're just too thin, but you can just kind of carefully shuffle them and they're okay. But as far as build quality, it's not up to typical Gamewright standards as far as I'm concerned. But as far as it packing in its box for storage, it all fits in good. Okay, so that's just an overview, and now I will show you the actual gameplay. Here I've set up a 3-player game. Things would be a bit different for a 2 or 4-player game. The game is broken up into multiple rounds where players bid to try and get mushroom cards, which they use to buy recipe cards. The game ends when a player gets 35 or more recipe card points. I have the tiebreaker mushroom, which means that when we're bidding, if me and another player bid the same amount, I get to go first. At the start of the game, the player to the left of the tiebreaker gets 1 token, and the player to their left gets 2. I'll explain what the tokens do later. So now I will start the game. All players secretly look at their numbers, their bidding numbers, and they decide how many mushrooms they want to try and get. So these numbers, this is your order for bidding. Lower numbers go first, and it's also how many mushroom cards you receive. So if I picked 1, you get 1, 4, you get 4. So I've decided on 3. He's decided on 3. This would all be done in secret. He's decided on 4. So now everyone turns over their bidding card at the same time. Me and him both have 3, but since I have the tiebreaker, I get to go first. And I'm going to get this one, and this one, and this one. And now I have the opportunity to buy a mushroom card, a recipe card if I want. And that's what I'm going to do. What you need to do to purchase them is have the same amount of mushrooms as on the card. So this has 2 porcinis, purple mushroom, and this can be any mushroom. So this one will work for that. So I'm paying these 2, and I get this. And you only can get 1 recipe card per round, and then you immediately put out the next recipe card. And I'm done for now. So now, since he had a 3, now he gets to go next, and he's going to get this one and this one and this one, and he's going to buy this recipe card. And these are a wild card, so it's 2 wild card mushrooms. So that will satisfy these requirements, and this will satisfy this one, which is any mushroom. So he's paying that, gets that recipe card. We immediately put over another one. Now it's the 3rd player's turn, and there aren't 4 mushroom cards, but he gets tokens to make up for it. So he gets this one, and then he gets 3 tokens, 1 for each mushroom that he couldn't collect. And he can't buy any mushroom recipe cards, I should say. And now we're going to do the next turn. So we put out 7 new cards. Five, 6, 7. Okay, now some of these are action cards. So if you pick this one up, you get 2 mushroom tokens. What this one means is you can pay a mushroom token, and it will equal any other mushroom. So it would be the same as a wild card mushroom. And what this one does is you can pay 1 token, and then you can reserve a recipe so that no one else can use it. And the thing with that is, if you can't complete that at the end of the game, it's worth -1 point. And you can see that some mushroom cards, they also give you tokens. And what this one does is you can pay 1 token, and then you can lay claim to the tiebreaker mushroom. And I guess one other thing I should explain about the tokens is, on your turn you can pay 2 mushrooms to equal any mushroom that you don't have, so that you can complete your recipe. Having 2 tokens, it's like having a wild card mushroom. So I think that's it. this would go, like I said, until you get to 35 points, and then that turn would finish, so the other players have a chance, and then you add up your points, your recipe card points, and each 2 tokens you have is worth 1 point also. So that's how the scoring works at the end of the game. This game goes pretty fast, it's fun, and I definitely recommend it. Thanks for watching.